Okay. Hi, everybody. Well, I'm really delighted to be here. End of day one of our event. Thank you, everyone who has been into the page, who's been taking part. I hope some of you have taken part in some of the activities and workshops today, like the dance workshop with Kate. Had a chance to go to the shopping area, have a wee browse. Anyway, thank you all for taking part. So it's very nearly the end of day one. I am exhausted, and I think we've decided it's happy hour here, the online show. So I am delighted. I can think of no one I would rather share a glass of wine with at the end of a busy day than Kerry McPhee. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
So Kerry and I have known each other virtually for, I don't know, 4 years, I think.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I think it's between 3 and 4 years.
Yeah, certainly. Ashton was I think he was about 3 or 4, and he's just turned 7.
Yeah, I can't believe I've got a 7-year-old now.
Oh, happy birthday. How was his birthday?
It was good. It wasn't exactly what we planned. His party got cancelled, unfortunately, but it's not the end of the world. We had our own party. He had a good day, so
Is it lovely? Well, first of all, for anyone who doesn't know you, I think most people will probably already have heard of you, but Kerry McPhee is mum to Ashton, and she has a Facebook page, AJ's Journey, which has 76,000 followers who I'm sure enjoy watching Ashton's antics and those of his mum and dad as much as I do. And he is a gorgeous wee boy, and I never see a picture of him that doesn't make me smile. He just looks like, I'm sure he's not, but to us, the people watching, he looks like he's just permanently got a smile on his face, a wee ray of sunshine. But you are an amazing, obviously you're a mum and you're an advocate for Ashton and for others like him. And I know you inspire everyone who follows you. So please, tell us a little bit more about you and Ashton and how you got here.
Okay, so for those who don't know about Ashton or me, my name's Kerry. I live in a town called Paisley that's just outside Glasgow. I live with my husband Sam, and we've got a little boy called Ashton. Ashton was born at 23 weeks gestation, so he was 17 weeks premature. And he had a bit of a rough start. He spent a long time in hospital. He finally got home after about 5 months. And shortly before his first birthday, we found out that he had cerebral palsy. He is also non-verbal and he has global development delay, so he is quite mentally delayed. And when Ashton was born 7 years ago, babies that premature were quite unheard of, certainly ones surviving or receiving active treatment. So a lot of people took interest in Ashton. Obviously, there were a lot of friends and family asking about how he's doing, just looking for updates daily. And it was getting, although it was very touching, it was quite overwhelming. We just couldn't physically reply to every text, every phone call, just wasn't possible. Someone suggested starting a Facebook page for us to post daily updates and people could just read the page, and I thought, do you know, that's actually quite a good idea. And I remember saying to my husband, should we make this a private kind of group or should we make it a public page? And at this point, news about Ashton had spread beyond our kind of friends and family. Like friends of friends were asking how he was and work colleagues and things like that. So I didn't see the harm in making a public page, so that's what we did. After about maybe a week, there was about 100 people following the page, and I thought, wow, it's a lot of people. And then I think about 2 weeks later, that turned into like 1,000. And then about 4 or 5 months down the line, it turned into 86,000. And it completely snowballed. It was incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah, so we've still got quite a dedicated following, despite it being 7 years down the line. I think we've got about 76,000 followers. But yeah, we've got a lot of people who are really interested in Ashton's progress and have been there since day one. So yeah, it's a good community, Team AJ.
It's lovely. It is obviously about AJ and your life as a family, but it's become more than that, hasn't it? It's become a real meeting place, a virtual meeting place for parents of kids with CP but also a whole host of other issues as well.
So we decided
yeah.
we wanted to use the page as a platform for things that were relevant to us as a family, to Ashton. So over the course of the 7 years, so many people have reached out to us, people with premature babies, like Ashton was, who had no experience of the NICU, the neonatal ward, things like that. That was a completely unknown world to us before we'd Ashton. So it was good to kind of show people that insight there. And then the journey from him being a premature baby to becoming a little boy who's then got a diagnosis of cerebral palsy. Something as a mother 7 years ago I wasn't even thinking about. So that again, another unknown world that's just, you're trying to navigate through this diagnosis, and it's like kind of almost stumbling about in the dark, trying to find the resources, the answers, that kind of support, and having that platform, people reaching out who are in a similar situation, it's just a great tool.
And has it helped you as well? Because obviously you help everyone else, and that's very evident. But have you found it's helped you as well as a support network?
Absolutely, yeah. I think speaking to parents, people who are in the same boat as me, is my best therapy. It's what I would recommend to anyone going through that. Speak to someone who's going through what you're going through.
Yeah, it's hard. I can't imagine. I just look on in absolute awe, but I can only imagine how helpful that is, and it must be particularly reassuring for someone who's starting out on the journey to see you guys. You always look, like I said earlier, you always look like you're having the most fabulous time. You're always having like days out. AJ's always got a big smile on his face. You and Sam just look like you, well, obviously you absolutely adore him, and you just have this lovely, loving family unit. And it must be so reassuring for someone who just cannot imagine at the beginning of the journey what life might look like looking after a child like AJ.
Yeah, I suppose in a way for a lot of people it is a story of hope. It was a story of survival, and despite his conditions, it's not a bad thing. Ashton's thriving. He's a happy boy. Anyone who looks at our social media pages can see that Ashton loves life. It's not bad, and it's not that we're trying to kind of hide away that it's not difficult. It's the most challenging thing that I've ever done as a parent, ever. But I try not to focus on the negatives, because people don't need to see that side. They need to see that there is good days, and it's not all hard, and that there's a lot of support out there.
And have you found accessing the relevant help? I mean, I'm sure it hasn't been easy, but presumably that's been part of the journey, and part of the challenges along the way is finding the support, the right school, the right carers. I don't know whether you rely on carers to come in.
Yeah, so I think it's important as well to mention that people starting out in this journey, there's no handbook, there's no tool that you can look at and say this is where you get support, this is what you're entitled to. We found a lot of it was word of mouth, and a lot of it was just talking to people online that are going through this, finding out what resources they have access to, what their entitlements are, how they get through X, Y, and Z, and sharing that information. I think that's so important for parents like us to be able to communicate that there is a lot of help out there, and don't be afraid to ask for it.
Yeah, ask for it and ask for it again and again and again, and you just get your elbows out a bit.
A lot of the time as well is you're fighting for that support, but it's good to see that people that have fought have won, and it's important to remember.
Absolutely.
If you're entitled to it, go for it.
You're a living example of that. Now, obviously, we can't ignore the fact that we're living in a very bizarre time. You and I are sat at home with a glass of wine. Normally, I would probably be able to catch you. You'd be out.
No.
You were the same. No, I'm joking. But obviously, for a parent caring for a vulnerable child, this is a whole new host of challenges that we could never, any of us, have dreamt of this time a year ago. How is lockdown with Ashton? How is he finding it? How are you finding it?
It's a bit bizarre. Yeah, it's weird. I'm a shift worker and I work for the ambulance service, so I'm not able to work just now. I need to isolate. My husband Sam, he works for the police. He's in the same scenario. He needs to isolate for Ashton. And we also have my mum living with us, and she's also a shift worker. So normally we juggle Ashton's care between us, and we have the help of carers 3 times a week as well. Because normally it's a lone parent that's in with Ashton on their own, so that extra set of hands really, really helps. It's a bizarre situation. Normally, we're not all in the house, so although we don't have our carers, we don't have that normal support network that we rely on, we have got each other at the moment, so it's not so bad. Ashton does rely on routine, and it's quite difficult in that aspect that we can't explain to him why we're in this situation. He must be wondering why he's not going to school every day, why he's not going on the bus, why he's not seeing his friends. We're trying to adapt a new routine, a home routine, but keep it varied enough that it's stimulating, that he doesn't get bored. That's challenging in itself. But yeah, most days are kind of the same. It's kind of Groundhog Day, but
yeah,
in the grand scheme of things, we are healthy, we've got a roof over our heads, so we can't complain.
Can't complain. And it must be lovely having your mum there as well.
Yeah.
It's quite nice just to have that other dimension.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to work in the jobs that we do if we didn't have that support. That's why we decided to move in together.
Yeah, I love it. How everyone around the country has just arranged themselves in these kind of new and bizarre ways. And it's, you know, it's extraordinary how everyone is adapting, but I recognise how really, really hard it is for people, especially people who have interrupted nights and have night carers that they're now not able to get that help, and they're just, people just must be absolutely exhausted.
Yeah.
And of course, for Ashton, he can't ring his friends. You know, he can't speak to his friends on Zoom or whatever. So he must just be really missing them, because I know he loves his friends. The pictures of him out with his pals are just lovely. It's lovely that he has that. He's got his own little network now that he's forming.
We're really, really lucky that Ashton has this bond with his best friends. Friendships are hard, especially when you've got a disability or some sort of learning support need. It is hard, and we were really fortunate that we struck up a friendship with Ashton's friends' parents quite early on when the kids were all in nursery together, and we just stuck together, and we made a point of making sure the children saw each other outside of school and socialised, so that they understood that it was more than just a school routine thing, that they had this friendship. And we noticed particularly Ashton and his friend Noah had this incredible bond, that when they were with each other, nothing else mattered. They just loved each other. So we make sure that the kids try and see each other outside of school as often as they can. On a Saturday, they go to a sensory music class, which they absolutely love.
But missing that. Yeah.
So we've actually been using Zoom to have our own music class on a Saturday, so it's all right. We've found it a bit challenging with Ashton in the sense that he isn't used to looking at himself on a screen, and he isn't used to seeing his friends on a screen, so it's a bit bizarre for him. And it's taken a while for him to kind of get his mind round why his friends are on the laptop, or why his friends are on the phone.
It's taken me a while to get used to it. I'm still having technical issues. I know, but it is bizarre, isn't it? It's a whole, once you get used to it, it must be really hard for him, because he's used to interacting with his friends in a physical way.
Yeah,
as well as
he's such a social boy. He just absolutely loves interacting with his peers. He's a people watcher as well. He just loves being around people, different faces, and just kind of seeing what's happening around him. So it's strange for him in the sense that he's stuck with our faces every day, all day, every day. So it's nice that we've got Zoom, and his friends have been on the screen for him, and we've been doing our music class and singing songs and things like that. So he's coming round that. He is quite enjoying it now.
Quite enjoying it. I love it. I love it. Have you got any other top tips for how to stay sane under lockdown? Anything else that's worked with him? Because it's a long day, isn't it? It's a really long day.
It is a long day. For Ashton, we're trying to kind of mix up his routine but keep it set, if that makes sense. So every day we do his bike. We're quite lucky, we've got a cul-de-sac behind the house that's dead, so we can take him out there. He does his standing frame every day. Recently we were granted a hot tub from Make-A-Wish, and that gets set up just for lockdown. That has been a god.
Goodness, that got in, yeah. And we've had lovely weather. Well, have you had lovely weather up in Scotland?
It's been nice today. This has been it's been nice all week, but a cold wind. It's not been overly warm. But having the hot tub is just, it's been life-changing. Ashton relies on hydrotherapy to help his muscles, and normally he gets a hydrotherapy every week at school. So having that at home to do that is just, it's a huge help. And it breaks the day up for him as well, because he's outside, he's not in his wheelchair. He's having fun, so.
And you can all enjoy it as well.
Yeah,
you can
it's
with him. Yeah.
We're so grateful for it. It's been lovely.
I'm so pleased that you managed to get that in time.
That was just a stroke of luck that we got it in time.
Oh my goodness. Well, there will be a feature on the show. There was one this morning, there'll be another one tomorrow about ways to adapt your home, and I think you guys have managed this. I've been watching you online. You've redone your bathroom, and you've got a hoist system in, and Idris' bedroom looks lovely. You've managed to get everything he needs, but it looks like a lovely wee boy's room. And I guess the hot tub is another addition.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Has the hoist really helped? Because I know you were lifting him, and obviously now he's quite heavy.
Yes, he's quite a heavy wee boy. He's about 18 kilos, which isn't overly heavy for a 7-year-old, but for someone like Ashton, who doesn't hold their own weight, who doesn't support their head that well, is essentially what we'd call a dead weight. So it is challenging lifting him. We've got 2 tracking hoists, one in the living room and we've got one in the bedroom, Ashton's bedroom. So it means that we can move that around the room. So even if Ashton is on the floor rolling around and we want to get him off the floor, we can just track the hoist to wherever he is and lift him. So, and we've been really lucky as well that a local charity has funded a hot tub hoist. So that'll be the next thing to go in, which means we don't have to lift him.
Amazing.
It is, we're just so grateful to have these things. They've made a huge difference to us.
That was one of the things I wanted to ask you next, actually. It leads neatly on, is are there any particular organisations or charities that have really helped you that you'd like to sort of mention?
The one that's helped us the most is a local charity called the Payback Foundation, and they're based in Glasgow, and I think they help children within a 10-mile radius of their offices. So that's children with disabilities. They have funded Ashton's trike and also a car seat and his hoist. Yeah, they've been good.
Amazing. So I guess it's just about being on it and looking for these opportunities, because there are organisations like this, I know, all around the country.
Yeah.
Often local is the way to go, because the national charities are obviously swamped, particularly at the moment.
Yeah, I think, and we didn't know about this charity. It was Ashton's physio that told us about it. So physios, OTs, they generally get a good knowledge of people surrounding that can help. It's
just another example of the power of word of mouth, isn't it? You can't manage this alone. You need to ask for help and network. And I know the most important member of your network is your husband, and I know it's your anniversary today.
Yeah, 12
I can't believe 12 years. I can't believe you're talking to me on your anniversary. I know you've had a takeaway as a celebration. Have you managed to do anything else?
No, we went for a walk. that's
Yeah.
it. Went for a walk. I'll be happy to
It.
watch Netflix tonight and maybe another wine, but that'll be it.
Well, you've definitely earned it. Well, I can't thank you enough. It's been so lovely to finally meet you. I would wish I was meeting you in person and we could have another few glasses of wine. But one day. Next time I'm back up in the motherland in Scotland, I'm going to come and see you, and I want to meet that wee boy so badly and give him a big kiss. Well, thank you. It's just been lovely, and just to say to anyone watching, if you've got any questions, post them below, and Kerry will hop in and answer them as and when she can, or I will if I'm able to. Yep. But we'd love to hear from you, and any of the things we've talked about above, or anything else you particularly want to ask, please fire away with your questions. That's what this event is all about. Just all helping each other, just with information, support, advice, anything we can do. Well, look after yourselves, and love to Ashton, and many thanks to Samuel for sharing you on your anniversary.
Oh, he's going on another. He's playing the PlayStation. He's absolutely fine. Don't worry.
He's fine. He's fine. I don't need to interrupt him.
That's the third person in our marriage is a PlayStation.
Could be worse. Could be worse.
It could be.
Well, thank you very, very much, and speak to you soon. Thank you for taking part.
Take care. Thank you for having me.
Bye. Bye. Bye.